If you lived in America and you could vote between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris, who would you vote for?
Trump is a great guy, but if we on the Russian side, it would be a problem. So I will think twice about it.
I feel like more confident in that the support will stay if Kamala Harris becomes a president.
I do think that the two-party state in the United States isn't the best solution, to be honest.
When the United States sends over money and they send over aid to Ukraine, what does that money go to? Today I'm here in Ukraine. I am in the city of Kyiv, and today we're going to be asking Ukrainians who they would vote for if they could vote in the US election. I obviously know that they are not going to be able to vote. However, it will be interesting to hear the perspective because here in Ukraine, they are obviously fighting a war with Russia, and the United States has not sent over millions of dollars. They have sent over literally billions. It is estimated $170 billion that the United States has given to Ukraine in financial aid and other supplies to keep fighting in the war against Russia. And it's going to be extremely interesting to talk to the people here in Ukraine because what happens in the United States does not only affect the people of the United States, it actually affects the whole world globally. And it's going to be interesting to talk to these people. And if you respect the Sen for coming all the way here to Ukraine, I'm literally in a war zone for this video. So give this video a like, subscribe, and I will be posting more election specials all the way up until the election. It's going to be crazy here in Ukraine. So onward, and we're going to talk to the people here in Ukraine about who they would vote for if they could vote in the US election. Between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris, who would you vote for?
Kamala Harris.
And why so?
Because Donald Trump is a racist.
And what makes you think Donald Trump is a racist?
There are many reasons. One, he's a racist. Two, I don't think that we will get so much help from USA.
How has your guys' life been here as Joe Biden has been president?
It was easier for Ukraine. I think that we need to share our problem for all of the world. And honestly, I don't think that Trump worry about our problem in Ukraine here. He's a criminalist also.
Would you say the Ukrainian people are fearful if Donald Trump wins the election?
Fear? I don't think fear.
Or scared?
Not scared. I think that will be the point when we just will be very disappointed.
What do you think will happen with the war if Donald Trump is elected as president?
For America, I think life will be the better, but for us, I don't think so.
If you lived in the United States, who would you vote for, Donald Trump or Kamala Harris?
Donald Trump.
Really? You're the first one I've heard say that today. Why so?
Basically, I just like the way he's speaking, he's entertaining. I like his way, like how he's doing business. He's a great person.
What do people here in Ukraine think about Joe Biden and Kamala Harris?
Joe Biden. He's an old-style person, and really, he's not like the future for U.S.
And when Donald Trump was president in 2016 to 2020, was there more peace here in Ukraine?
Of course. Of course there was.
Of course. And
until invasion, until 2022. 100%.
Who would you vote for between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris?
I will vote for Kamala for sure.
What do the people here in Ukraine think about Donald Trump?
They not trust him. They're afraid that he will support Russia and the war will stop for Russia's way.
And do you guys think if Kamala Harris, it'd be better for the Ukraine-Russia war?
Yes, it will be better. They will support Ukraine and will help us to win.
Who would you vote for between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris?
Я за республиканцев, а Харрис демократ. Мне ближе политика республиканцев, чем демократов.
So you would vote for Donald Trump?
Ну, скорее всего, да.
We do have an election coming up between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. If you lived in the United States, who would you vote for?
That's a kind of tricky question. I do think that the two-party state in the United States isn't the best solution, to be honest. Me personally, I wouldn't vote for either of them because, well, Donald Trump understands nothing about the economy. He is some sort of leftist leaning economic issues regarding the preferential treatment to American workers and American industry. Well, it damages the world economy, and well, that's not good in the times of the economic crisis post-COVID. And as for Kamala Harris, they ponder too much to the more radical elements of the left wing. Basically, I would describe my position as anti-radical, as moderate, and neither of the candidates is moderate, so I would vote for neither of them.
Remember these two individuals because we will be coming back to them later in this video to speak about the harsh realities of the war. Now, coming to Ukraine was extremely surreal and humbling to see the real effects of war firsthand, to see homes that were bombed by Russians and meeting young men my age walking around without legs due to battling on the front lines, was a bit unsettling. And this video you are watching is only one of 3 videos I filmed while I was in Ukraine. In the coming days, I will release a separate video explaining and showing everything about Ukraine, things that nobody has ever shown or exposed. Make sure you are subscribed to not miss those videos in the coming days. And in order to make this video possible, I need to tell you about the sponsor of this video, Morgan & Morgan. When you're seriously hurt, your injury could be worth millions. In Morgan & Morgan, they don't sell for any lowball offers. They've achieved significant verdicts in the past couple of months for victims involved in life-altering car crashes. For instance, in Florida, they helped a client receive $12 million, which was 34 times the highest insurance offer. And in Philadelphia, they helped a client receive $26 million, which was 40 times the highest insurance offer. And the greatest part is the fee is absolutely free unless you win. If you've ever got seriously injured, your case could be worth millions of dollars, and you're only a few clicks away from potentially changing your life. You can start your claim now with Morgan & Morgan at www.forthepeople.com/Nick. It's super simple, www.forthepeople.com/Nick. And now let's keep asking people here in Ukraine who they would vote for. Who would you vote for, Donald Trump or Kamala Harris?
Kamala Harris.
And why would you vote for Kamala Harris?
Because she isn't a Trump.
And does Donald Trump scare you?
Yes.
Why do you fear Donald Trump?
Because he doesn't want to support Ukraine.
And for Ukraine, who do you think would be better to be president?
For us, I think it does not matter. For us, it depends what is changing with our crazy neighbors.
I know you guys receive a lot of support from the United States.
A lot. And we are much appreciated to you because all world is helping us too much. Because even if it was even our own fight, we will never stay so long time.
When the United States sends over money and they send over aid to Ukraine, what does that money go to?
Really, I don't know too much about how this money was sending, or depend which departments or which army, but this is huge amount of bureaucracy, policy. But I can tell you some of them is not going where it should be.
And when you say that it's not going where it should be, where do you think it's going?
I think it's also very well because it's a lot corruption here.
Historically, Ukraine and the Soviet Union is known for being a little bit corrupt. Do you think politicians are taking the money that the United States or other countries are giving to Ukraine and putting it in their pocket?
I think small parts, yes.
It's a few million here and there,
I have no ideas, but it's percentage must be.
Yeah, maybe 1% of a billion.
I think it's more than 1%.
My question is, if you guys lived in the United States, who would you vote for between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris?
A tricky question. Frankly, I love Biden more. I can say 100% that I am pro Biden.
Okay, and what about you, sir?
Vote Kamala Harris because it's not important for me Kamala Harris. It's important for me to vote opposite Trump.
Do you think it matters who wins the U.S. election for the people of Ukraine? Will it affect the lives of people here in Ukraine depending on who wins the election?
Nobody knows, because future will show us what's happening. Right now, of course, Ukrainians are more pro-democratic than pro-republicans because Biden helped a lot. And Trump told everywhere that we gave a lot to Ukraine, so we stopped to help, etc. But Trump very specific. He's not predictable. He does everything he wants. Maybe he will really make some special something to Putin, and Putin will stop. We never know.
So Trump could actually be better for you guys if he does get elected, even though he might not give you guys aid.
Nobody knows.
But he could make a deal with Putin.
Technically, yes, of course, because he cares about his reputation. He's very ambitious, and maybe that's why he will try to stop this war.
Who would you vote for if you could vote in the U.S. election between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris? Who would you vote for?
I don't know, maybe Trump, but the people say he would support more Russians than Ukrainians, so that's the question. Trump is a great guy, but if he would, on the Russian side, it would be a problem, so I will think twice about it.
Do you think Donald Trump poses more of a threat than Joe Biden or Kamala Harris?
Maybe. I heard that Trump some time ago said on the public he can just finish the war in order of a few weeks, as I remember.
Do you think Donald Trump could finish the war?
I don't know. Peacefully, maybe, yeah. But I don't think that he can give us some kind of weapon that we can finish that war. I would say he would try to speak with both sides. At the same time, if he would speak with it, so we maybe lost some lands of our country. So that's not actually good.
If you lived in America, who would you vote for between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris or Joe Biden?
Kamala Harris.
And why would you vote for Kamala Harris?
Well, first of all, because we look at it from the perspective of who would actually support Ukraine. Biden was the one, and personally for me, whoever would actually support Ukraine and stay as democratic as possible, then this is the one that I would vote for.
Does Donald Trump's relationship with Vladimir Putin scare you guys?
Yeah, it's obvious because America is our biggest, most powerful supporter, I would say. I don't think EU can do without America's support and without their approval.
Yeah, like just walking around the streets here, do you feel like worried that like a missile could be dropped or it could be an explosion could happen at any moment?
It could, because we still find like mines around parks. You don't know where you can go. And a lot of people are also like psychologically affected by it. I mean, I guess it's still safe, but it's way less safe to walk around Kyiv than it was before.
Who would you guys vote for if you lived in the United States?
We are more into Democrats because right now the current support is from Democrats more. Right now, I think we are mostly with Kamala Harris' team.
And what about you?
Yeah, vote Kamala.
Do you think Zelensky is doing a good job with the current war?
It's really hard to imagine someone else on this role right now, and I think eating an ice cream in the center of Kyiv, it's a representative of a good job, in my opinion.
I think Kamala, because Trump, he don't support Ukraine as much, what I remember from news. And I heard that people say it was the worst president for United States. I prefer Democrats and I like Biden, and this Kamala, she after Biden, so I prefer her.
And why do you guys like Biden so much?
Because he helped Ukraine. My opinion little bit about Trump, he say if he was the president, war will never start. Maybe he's right in that, so I don't know.
I definitely wouldn't support Trump. I don't know much about Kamala Harris's politics, but I would rather prefer her over Trump.
And do you think the people of Ukraine fear Donald Trump with what he has said about Ukraine?
People say that he might support Ukraine more, but some say that he will cut all support, so I don't really know what will happen if he becomes a president, but I feel like more confident in that the support will stay if Kamala Harris becomes a president.
Mm-hmm. And what do you think about Vladimir Putin in Russia?
It's really tough for me to say something without cursing. Because of him, my life and life of many Ukrainians have become much worse, and a lot of people lost their lives and their loved ones, so I really despise him.
If you could vote in the US election, who would you vote for, Donald Trump or Kamala Harris?
Почему Харрис? Ну, она моложе, Трамп агрессивный, да.
And what makes Donald Trump so aggressive?
Ну, по отношению к Украине.
Ну, его какие-то высказывания более резкие, он настроен категорично более. То есть, ну, хотя мы ее историю, ее лично не изучали, но то, что показывают по прессе, по телевидению, так, Харрис мне больше нравится.
And how do you think the war between Ukraine and Russia end?
Думаю, что договор все-таки будет. Потому что победа будет много лет еще тянуться все это. Но опять же, от выборов в Америке будет много зависеть. Что без Америки мы ничего не сделаем.
Да, мы на вас надеемся.
Без Америки и Европы Украина сама не потянет.
Between the two presidential candidates that are running between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris, who do you think would be best to resolve this issue?
I think either one who wins the election should increase American support for Ukraine. I think that'd be the wise strategic decision for them to make.
And if you guys lived in the United States, who would you vote for between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris?
Definitely not Donald Trump.
If you guys could vote in the US election between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris, who would you vote for?
I think Kamala Harris, because Trump supports Russian and his friend is Putin. It will be difficult for Ukraine if Trump will win.
A lot of countries, such as the United States, have given over $170 billion, and other countries have given over millions and billions of dollars. Why do you think Ukraine needs so much money to keep fighting this war?
War is a really expensive thing. In fact, for example, weapons or cars or tanks or something like this. This is really, really just expensive.
And with the U.S. elections coming up in these upcoming months, does it worry you guys if Donald Trump wins?
Yeah, for sure, because he has made controversial statements before. So we are pretty worried about that. And he has Russian ties. It's obvious. We know about them.
Mm-hmm.
So we really hope for Kamala Harris to win.
So if you guys could vote, who would you vote for?
I have not read everything about them, but definitely not Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
So Donald Trump does fear the people of Ukraine if he does win?
Well, it worries us because we are not sure what is going to happen. And again, as my friend said, because of the messages, because of the ideas that he is projecting, we have fears.
Donald Trump has said that he'll be able to stop the war. when he becomes president. And then most likely, if Kamala Harris wins, they'll continue giving aid to Ukraine as they are currently doing with the current administration between Biden.
The question is on whose terms will end the war. So, all of Ukrainian people, we would like to end war on our terms. And I have a fear that it won't be possible if Donald Trump has to win.
Would you guys rather live in Russian occupation or continue the war until hopefully Ukraine wins? Or would
Definitely not live. We would not live in Russian occupation.
Do you think war is just a way for upper elites to continue to make even more and more money profiting off of war?
Well. Surely the military-industrial complex does profit a lot from that. And, well, wars can only be waged by elites because they are really in control. The people, well, the illusion of control by the people is that, the illusion. We could change that as a people, however, that is very unlikely. The elites do profit from the war, but in this case, the war was waged by a crazy, warmongering dictator who just strives for imperial conquest, basically. And, well, he seeks no profit. He seeks only the annihilation of the Ukrainian people and, well, its subsequent consumption by basically Russia as a whole.
What's your message to Putin?
You know that it's pointless. Your empire has crumbled already. You're making it only worse for both yourself and your people. Just why? You didn't reach your strategic goals. NATO has enlarged. Ukraine is ever more militarized. Just why? Just stop. It's pointless.
If you enjoyed this video here in Ukraine, please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel, and I promise you the next video in Ukraine will be even more insightful. This is Nick, and I will see you guys in the next video.